It's the night we've been waiting for. 24 became 10, 10 became 5. Tonight, 5 will become 1, as the winner of one of the world's most celebrated piano competitions is announced.
Yesterday, 3 of our young prodigies performed Bartók, Beethoven and Rachmaninoff. Tonight, 2 more will perform with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra and conductor Domingo Indoyan.
Then our esteemed jury will be asked the ultimate question. Who is deserving of the top prize? Who will have their career rocket launched as they're propelled towards classical stardom?
Welcome to the final of the Leeds International Piano Competition 2024. Welcome to St. George's Hall.
Welcome to Bradford. Welcome to the last day of the Leeds International Piano Competition 2024. It's hard to believe we've reached this point, but we've still got 2 concertos to listen to before we get to the moment, that eagerly awaited moment when Dame Imogen Cooper announces the winner of the Fanny Waterman Gold Medal.
The final challenge is the concerto. Yesterday, we saw Julian Trevelyan perform Bartók 3, Kai-Ming Chang performing Beethoven 4, and Junian Chen perform Rachmaninoff 4.
Well, tonight we have Khanh Nhi Luong, who is going to perform Prokofiev. Brahms to come as well. It's not the Leeds Piano Competition without a performance of a Brahms piano concerto. Jaedan Izik-Dzurko from Canada is going to perform that. And just let's remind ourselves what skills our pianists will show off as they play concertos.
Well, first of all, a great communication with the conductor and the musicians in the orchestra, the ability to adapt to such a big hall, being able to cut through the orchestra sound, but I think very importantly, personality, character, and to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, well, we can hear the players of the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra warming up on the stage behind us. They were on cracking form last night, and I have no doubt will be again this evening. We've heard 3 concertos, 2 more to go. Let's just refresh our memory on that trio of performances we heard here in Bradford last night.
watching from, and don't forget to use the hashtag LeedsPiano24.
Yeah, and don't forget too, you can vote in the Medici TV Audience Prize, leedspiano.medici.tv. You have until half an hour, 30 minutes after the last note of music is played to cast your vote. You might want to vote for a finalist, but you don't have to. You can vote for anyone we've heard performing in the second round or the semi-finals here at Leeds. leedspiano.medici.tv. Cast your vote within 30 minutes of the end of our second concerto this evening. We have two fabulous guests joining us now, members of our Leeds Piano Competition jury, Sergei, who was a finalist at the 1996 Leeds, and Marian Batsashvili, the Georgian pianist and former Radio 3 New Generation artist. Welcome to both of you.
Very happy to be here. Absolutely. Yeah, good evening.
Great to have you.
Welcome. Mariam, let's start with you. Was this the first time on the jury for you? How did you find it?
No, it's not the first time that I'm on the jury, and here I'm very, very excited because we have the responsibility of choosing pianists that are going to carry on the legacy of this prestigious competition. So it's absolutely delightful and it's a huge responsibility.
Sergei, it's almost, I find this hard to believe, almost 30 years since you were here, 28 years to be precise.
For me too.
You played on the stage of Leeds Town Hall, where normally the finals of the competition take place. We can see you at work there performing. What are your memories of that final night?
Well, I still remember the temperature of the town hall. It was really heated up and it was an exciting night. Yeah, very memorable for myself.
And what impact did it have on your career being a Leeds Prize winner?
I think it opened my door, and then I continued to study actually in UK, in London. And so I continued this path of being a professional pianist. Yeah, it was a very important stage.
You've both been through the ups and downs of international piano competitions. What lessons did you learn from them?
After you?
It's very hard to be on the competition, obviously, as a contestant, and I know how it feels. I have been there, and I think the most important thing to do on stage is to really show oneself and what's the message musically that you have to convey, because there is no question that everybody technically and musically are on high standard, but the question is, what do I have to say as a musician? What is the new word that I want to give to the world and spread through the music? So it's, yes, as I said, very exciting.
Yeah, it's beautiful, exactly. I would agree 100%. I think to enjoy a competition, either as a competitor or as a jury, the best way is to enjoy music. Really just to immerse yourself to the repertoire you play.
And Mariam, it feels to me we've heard a fantastic range of music at the Leeds this year. You know, it's really broadened out from the repertoire you used to get in piano competitions. Much more diversity in terms of gender, but also in terms of period. It's been great hearing so much contemporary and modern music.
Yes, I agree. We really do have a very wide range of repertoire at this edition, so it's very nice.
So, Sergei, you will listen to these two concertos. You've obviously got your thoughts already assembled about the three concerti we heard last night, and then you and all the other jury members will, be locked in a room until you come up with a winner?
Yes, actually I'm very excited. I can feel the adrenaline is going, and looking forward to the result myself too. Yeah.
There's a real buzz here in St George's Hall.
Feel the energy, it's all bubbling up.
Yeah, thank you both so much. We'll let you go and join your fellow jurors, Sergei and Marian Batsashvili. Thank you both very much indeed.
The finals of the Leeds are usually held in the Grand Leeds Town Hall, but this year the building is under refurbishment. So instead, we are pleased to welcome you to the Victorian gem that is St George's Hall, right in the heart of Bradford, soon to become the UK's City of Culture.
Yes, the hall opened in 1853, the brainchild of Mayor Samuel Smith, who famously described the opening of this hall as the best way of removing the vice and immorality so prevalent in our population. Striking Victorian words. There's the jury sitting on the first balcony there. Adam Gatehouse is right on the edge there, artistic director of the competition. Eleanor Alberger, the Jamaican composer. Imogen Cooper, chairman of the jury. She will be the one to announce the name of the winner later on this evening. The cellist Adrian Brendel and the Argentinian pianist Ingrid Fleeter, former Radio 3 New Generation artist, as is Marian Batsashvili, who we just met, and Pavel Kolesnikov, the Russian pianist. With them, Till Fellner from Austria, and of course, Sa Chen, our Leeds finalist back in 1996. Very hard to believe that was 3 decades ago. We're ready for our first pianist. Let's meet them. Khanh Nhi Luong, the first competitor from Vietnam in the history of the competition.
My name is Khanh Nhi Luong. I just turned 28 and I'm from Vietnam. I have dreamt about competing in the Leeds since such young age. This is one of the great chances for me to introduce myself, coming from Vietnam, coming from my culture, and hopefully get to play more Vietnamese music. I feel great. I did my best today. So I'm happy. I still feel very excited from playing on stage, actually. Like the adrenaline is still like going on. But in a way, I'm really happy with what I did today. I feel relieved that it is over for me, and I will be cheering for other participants. And you know, in the end, we're here to make music. So if I don't advance, it's fine as long as people here like get inspired by the music that I play. I'm happy. Still can't believe this is true, to be honest. I still don't know. I'm extremely happy, for sure, yes. If you want to zoom in my dark circle here. This is of no sleep. The orchestra really know the piece and they inspire me to play better as well. So we have this kind of energy. It's the same with playing chamber music, but in a bigger scale. Being the first Vietnamese in this competition ever, there's more pressure that I started to realize now in the final. There's this pressure from being the first. I'm really grateful, and I just feel like I should play for those who love me and support me unconditionally. So I'm glad that I got this far.
The Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra in position on the stage here of St George's Hall in Bradford. Domingo Indoyan, their chief conductor, will lead once again the concerto performances this evening. There's Kai Min Chan and Jen Yen Chen, two of the finalists who we saw performing here last night in Leeds. And there waiting backstage is Khanh Nhi Luong to perform Prokofiev's third piano concerto. With Domingo Indoyan, the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra, the fourth of 5 finalists in the Leeds Piano Competition 2024.
performing Prokofiev 3 with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra and conductor Domingo Ingoyan. Fingers of steel are required for this concerto. So much contrast and brilliance and an astonishing technique. My goodness, that was a lot of energy and so much stamina. Prokofiev composed his third piano concerto in the summer of 1921. A great vehicle for his concert performances as a soloist. Khanh Nhi Luong performing Prokofiev 3, the penultimate finalist in this year's competition.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How was that for you?
Well, it's way too excited that now my heartbeat is way too fast. I can't feel my hands right now.
Really?
Which is probably very common with other pianists as well. But it was really, really fun to play with the orchestra.
You played it fantastic.
Thank you.
It was so special. And what a choice of a concerto. Why was that one of your two?
I think it's very contrasting with the other choice that I have, which is the Beethoven Fourth Concerto. This one show a little bit of the, bitterness and also very romantic. And that show my character really well, I think. I really feel like this is my piece. Like, I really like it.
And it's a real tour de force of energy as well. How did it feel walking out onto the stage here in Bradford, seeing the packed hall in front of you, the orchestra behind you?
I feel so supported, to be honest, that I have, 80 people on stage with me, not just me, like usual. So I feel really supported. And I feel that the energy from the audience is great.
Have you played this work with an orchestra before?
I have played with my University of Michigan orchestra with Maestro Kiesler, and it was such a great experience. So it helped me a lot knowing the orchestra part and play the piece.
Now, you are the first Vietnamese pianist to come to Cardiff Singer of the World, which is just a fantastic thing. It's wonderful to have you here at Leeds Piano, but does that put a bit of extra pressure on you?
It would be a lie if I say there's no pressure at all. But I really think that identity and where I come from really doesn't matter if we really just focus on the music. So I try my best, and I actually didn't think about the pressure that I have.
And have you got people watching you back home?
Yes, my parents, my teachers, my friends, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So listen, I think it's quite good that you're on at this stage, because you've only got to wait now maybe an hour and a half. If you've been playing last night, that would have been a long pause waiting for the jury to make their decision.
Yes. I think I saw some of my friends who played yesterday in the audience seat. So I really feel that we are all just here to enjoy playing with the orchestra and enjoy the music.
Thank you so much for talking. Thank you for playing. Thank you for coming to Leeds Piano. It's been fabulous having you here. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. So, we are at the point of the last competitor in the final of the 2024 Leeds Piano competition, Jaedan Izik-Dzurko, who is from Canada. Here's his story so far.
There we go.
My name is Jaedan Izik-Dzurko. I'm 25 years old and I was born and raised in Salmon Arm, British Columbia. I currently reside in Detmold, Germany, and I study with Benedetto Lupo in Rome and Jakob Leuschner in Detmold. The venue is beautiful and I just tried the piano. It's a wonderful instrument, so I'm very excited to share my music with the audience. I feel good. It was a very fun experience. The energy in there is really great. The audience is enthusiastic and very warm, so it was a real privilege to share my music with them.
Pianists who have been selected to go through to the semi-finals: Jaedan Izik-Dzurko,
not only brilliant artists in that pool of 14 that didn't make the semifinals, but also just wonderful people and supportive and encouraging and very kind. So yeah, certainly their absence is felt among the remaining group. I enjoyed performing that program of music a lot. It opened in a very lighthearted manner with the Ghost Trio and then those very challenging Ligeti etudes. And of course, the Rachmaninoff Sonata is an enormous challenge to perform. It takes so much concentration and such sustained emotional involvement. So I'm always very drained after I perform it, but I'm also very pleased.
Jaedan Izik-Dzurko.
It's a privilege and a very exciting opportunity to play with this orchestra. They sound so fantastic in the rehearsal. This is especially important in the Brahms is that one wants to engage the orchestra members and interact with them in a meaningful way and share a kind of musical energy with the other musicians on stage. That will be my prime ambition as I'm playing with them, is to interact with them in a kind of personal manner, truly collaborate as one ensemble. The maestro was extremely helpful and he's very easy to follow. The orchestra sounds fantastic, so it's made me even more excited for the final performance.
So the hall is ready for Jaedan Izik-Dzurko to come on and play Brahms's second piano concerto. Alex, what are the challenges of this work?
Well, you know, Brahms wrote to Clara Schumann saying, I want to tell you I have written a very small piano concerto. Ironic, as he was describing such a gigantic piece. It's about 50 minutes where the soloist really needs so much stamina. They need to sustain the really long lines. There's this immensity in sound, voicing of the chords, and the pianist really needs to have this deep maturity and building this massive architecture of, it's one of the most challenging concertos out there in terms of concentration and intensity.
Our last pianist in this Leeds Piano 2024 final, Jaedan Izik-Dzurko. Second piano concerto of Brahms. Domingo Indoyan conducts the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. Izik-Dzurko playing the second piano concerto by Brahms. The last of our 5 finalists in this 2024 Leeds piano competition. Some little piano pieces, as Brahms described that work to a friend. One of the mighty concertos of the repertoire, 50 minutes long. Finale packed with elegant, ebullient charm, well reflected in this young pianist from Canada. Took Brahms 3 years to write the work. Finished it in 1881, the same year it was premiered in Budapest. Jaedan Izik-Dzurko returns, bashful smile. Domingo Indoyan conducting the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra, and that's it. We have heard the last notes of the 2024 Leeds International Piano Competition.
Hello, Jaedan. How are you feeling? You've just finished. You were the last finalist in the Leeds International 2024. How are you feeling?
Big sense of relief. So much pressure and intensity over the last 2 weeks or so. So it's a great feeling to be finished my last performance.
How did it feel to be on stage with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic?
Unforgettable experience, especially with that Brahms concerto, which is such an experience to get through on stage. So much music, such an incredible narrative. So this will be one of the highlights that I look back on in my life, I think.
It's wonderful. You've played the concerto before, is that right? How was this performance different? What did you feel?
I think I get marginally more comfortable with it every time, perhaps. Maybe a little bit more confident, but still a very long way to go with it, definitely.
It's experience. I mean, this sort of piece, you just live your whole life with it, and every time you come back to it, there's something new to say.
Absolutely.
What was one of your highlights here at the Leeds? Because you've been here for how long? Is it 2 weeks?
I arrived on the 9th. I would say probably the best thing for me, aside from getting to share my music with such wonderful audiences, has been meeting my fellow competitors. They're all such wonderful and inspiring and very kind pianists, and it was a thrill to hear all of them perform, and a great pleasure to meet them all and become friends.
That's the beautiful thing about this sort of competition, that there's so much friendship and all of these wonderful relationships start. Do you learn from your fellow competitors?
Absolutely, certainly. Both, well, I think it's inevitable that we discuss the competition a lot over meals, and so I'm always interested to hear different people's approaches and strategies that they have for preparing for something like this. But even more inspiring and educational is to hear everyone's distinct musical voice and the kind of things they're able to tap into in the performance, the way that they're able to communicate and touch the audience. So yeah, I've certainly learned a lot just from listening to my fellow competitors.
It's just wonderful to hear. And one last thought. Your family, friends, are they watching? They're rooting for you, of course. Have you got some people in the hall with you tonight?
I do, yeah. Actually, my piano tuner, Matt, is here, and a very good friend who runs a concert series in my hometown region of British Columbia is here. And my dear manager, Monica, also made the trip from New York yesterday so she could be here for the performance.
Oh, that's so special. Jaedan, thank you so much, and huge congratulations. That was absolutely astounding. Thank you so much. Best of luck with the results.
Yeah, I met Matt the other day when we were in the Great Hall of the university, and he's just the sort of person you would want to have around in a high-pressure situation like this. So, we have heard our 5 finalists. Julian Trevelyan, we started with last night, playing Bartók's 3rd piano concerto. Khanh Nhi Luong, Beethoven's 4th piano concerto. Jinyan Chen played Rachmaninoff's 4th concerto. Khanh Nhi Luong this evening started our night with Prokofiev's 3rd concerto, and then Jaedan Izik-Dzurko playing Brahms' 2nd concerto. Alex, I would not want to be on the jury right now, would you?
Oh, absolutely, Petroc. I mean, what an incredible night. Well, 2 nights it's been. I have to say, you can feel the buzz, the energy. I think our competitors, our pianists, are quite relieved that this competition is finished, and I think the jury has got an incredibly difficult decision ahead.
Yeah, as I understand it, they go to their room, a room away from the crowds here at St George's Hall in Bradford, and they vote first of all for the winner, and then they keep voting until they've positioned 4 of the 5 pianists, which obviously gives them the lineup for all 5, and we will get awards 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at the end of the evening. It has been a real journey, Alex, hasn't it? I mean, we started with 64 pianists in those international rounds from New York to Beijing, Paris, Berlin, etc. 24 of those came here to Leeds and played 40 minutes of solo piano music. 10 went forward to the semis and played chamber music with members of the Kaleidoscope Chamber Collective. Now it's 5. That's what it's about, isn't it? Kind of whittling down until you get the very best talent. Would you agree with that, Alex, that that's what we're looking for, a sort of journey towards the number 1?
It's absolutely fantastic to hear all of these competitors and to hear such a wide range of repertoire. I think this is what's been so exciting for our audiences, both watching from home and here in the audience. It's beautiful that we didn't have the same concerto twice. In the same time, it's brilliant to have such an array of, I don't know, just personality and character. And I think all the pianists must be so proud of themselves, because at the end of such a long journey, to be able to perform like this, I think it's a huge achievement in itself. And in my opinion, they're all winners.
Alex, come back up here to the gallery of St George's Hall in Bradford. Alex is absolutely right. I think I remember Leeds piano competitions where we've had the same concerto 3 times. I think we even had Brahms 2 3 times in one final, which is a lot of Brahms. Now, look, have you voted in the Medici Audience Prize? If you haven't, you've got, what, about 25 minutes left to cast your vote. Just go to leedspiano.medici.tv. You can vote for one of the pianists we've heard this evening or last night in the finals, but you're also perfectly entitled to vote for any pianist in the second round or in the semi-finals, i.e. any of the pianists we've heard performing on stage here in Leeds. Cast your vote now. Don't miss the opportunity to choose the Medici Audience Prize winner, leedspiano.medici.tv. Last chance to vote. Got lots of prizes to give this evening. We'll be hearing a bit more about those later. We're reckoning less than an hour until we're all on stage, and Dame Imogen Cooper will be the one, chairman of the jury, to announce the names of the winners. We're going to stay live here on Medici.tv, on YouTube, on Amadeus TV in China, so stay with us wherever you're watching. Let's spend a few minutes now recapping the 10 finalists performing with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra in this last Leeds Piano Competition concerto round. of those 5 pianists will win the Dame Fanny Waterman Gold Medal here at the Leeds International Piano Competition. We'll know who in less than an hour's time, maybe 45 minutes' time. Let's just whiz through the 5 finalists and just recap your thoughts on them. Starting with Julian Trevelyan, a British pianist who we heard performing first last night, who was the reserve. Bit of a surprise he was even here at Leeds in the first place, and he got to the final.
I know, we talked about that he was on his honeymoon when he got the call, so it's quite extraordinary. Well, he was the last one to play in the previous round, and now he was the first one. He started, I thought he was so convincing in his interpretation, and we talked to him afterwards, and he said that he's played this concerto many times, and he brought this lightness and joy.
Then we heard Khanh Nhi Luong from Taiwan playing Beethoven's 4th piano concerto.
We did, yes. That was a new concerto for him, but I thought he did such a great job, you know, and it was magical in places, and he had this beautiful touch which really resonated in the hall.
Then we went into Rachmaninoff, the 4th piano concerto, played by Jinyan Chen, a student of the Royal Academy of Music in London, Chinese pianist.
I thought she did a fantastic job. You know, she's so great at communicating, and she kept looking at the conductor, Domingo, and I thought her character really shone through.
Tonight we started with the first ever Vietnamese pianist to be here at Leeds Piano, Khanh Nhi Luong, who played Prokofiev.
She was fearless. She had so much stamina and sort of fingers of steel, you know, you really need this, and she had lots of contrast and colours in her playing.
And then Jaedan Izik-Dzurko playing Brahms to finish.
I know, it felt quite sad to hear the last competitor, but he had so much maturity that he brought in his interpretation. He had beautiful sound, and the voicing of the chords, it was sort of, the sky was opening.
Well, they all played on the stage of this magnificent concert hall, St George's Hall in Bradford. The finals of the Leeds Piano Competition have moved out of Leeds this year. Leeds Town Hall is closed for refurbishment, but Leeds still very much the focus of this competition. The preliminary rounds taking place in the Great Hall of Leeds University, and pretty much wherever you go in Leeds, you'll find a piano right now.
The Leeds International Piano Competition is one of the important competitions.
24 competitors, artists that speak to the audience, speak to the jury, that have something to say about their musicianship, about their music.
It is a super effort by everybody, to the competitors.
The International Piano Competition is a really important thing for the city and the life of the arts and culture here.
We're all very, very passionate about it, and I'm really excited to see how this year's competition will play out.
The Piano Drome really has been a fabulous thing, hasn't it, in Leeds City Museum. A concert hall made up of 100 pianos that otherwise would have been destined for landfall. And walking back each night into the city centre of Leeds from the Great Hall of the University, I don't know, I think we were together, weren't we? And there was a brilliant pianist playing one of the horned pianos that sit in the middle of a traffic island opposite where the old BBC studios
Well, that's the most beautiful thing, because it's bringing music and bringing the piano into the community.
Yeah, well, the man behind the Piano Drome, artist in residence, get it, at the Leeds International Piano Competition is Tim Vincent-Smith. Hi, Tim.
Hello, Petroc. Hello, Alex.
Bravo.
Lovely to be here. Thank you so much.
Lovely to have you with us, Tim. Tell us about the inspiration behind the Piano Drome and the Piano Trail, because I have to say, I've been in the Piano Drome. It's an incredible experience. And then to see all of these pianos all around the city and involving the whole town, it's just incredible.
it has been incredible. It's been a dream come true. In fact, that's what Adam Gatehouse said when he came into the Piano Drome, and for me, that's a dream come true. If the person who brings you into a city and gives you the keys and lets you put pianos all over the place, in upside down, inside out, says that their dream has come true, then, well, something must have gone right.
You are the man who saves pianos. I mean, there's something very touching about outside the Great Hall of Leeds University, a piano that's been turned into a planter. So it's getting one last act in its long life. Just across the way is a little piano in a box, which you played Florence Price on Tuesday morning. I mean, you have such a fertile mind, I think, to come up with all these brilliant reinventions of the instrument.
So glad that you guys have been digging these pianos and playing these pianos and enjoying them, and I'm so glad that it's not just you, but it seems everybody in Leeds has been having a go, whether they seasoned concert pianists. I think the winner of the 2021 competition was down at the Piano Drome, Ellen Bezembeyev, the other day, and then there was a class of school children in there, and they each played their little piece, and then I said, does anyone else want to have a go? You know, there's a Steinway grand right here in the middle, you know, and somebody piped up, I'll have a go. And he composed his own piece, and he took a bow, and all the kids applauded, and the teachers were just like, thank you, you know. And it's just this whole range of ages and people who may be into the piano or may not be into the piano at all, but there's something for everyone with it, really.
How would you sum up the Piano Drome in 3 words?
Well, crikey, I can't do that. I don't know, because it's
a lovely space.
It's not, you know, it's not for anyone to say what the Piano Drome is, really, because it's a space within which it's opening a space for people to express their creativity in whatever form that is.
And last chance here in Leeds for people to see it tomorrow, if you're watching in the Leeds area, I'd urge you to pop into the museum and have a look. What happens to it then? Where does it go?
Well, we've got to take it away. We're going to take it back to Edinburgh. So we're all from Edinburgh. It goes in the back of a truck. It's a sort of flat pack structure. You say I save pianos, but I'm one of many, a large team who are all here tonight, in fact. They're down in the bar right now. Shout out to the team. Right. We're going to be doing some heavy lifting over the next couple of days.
We'll let you join them. I think the Piano Drome deserves a world tour. We've got viewers in Brazil this evening, in the United States, in Canada, in China, in Portugal, in South Africa. I think a world tour for the Piano Drome is a great idea. Thank you, Tim Vincent-Smith. Thank you so much. So much for joining us. I think the one person who might have an issue over turning a piano into a planter is Ulrich Gerhardt, the legendary Steinway & Son piano technician who has been so key, once again, to this year's Leeds.
One of the beauties of the Steinway is the energy that is generated within the piano and fed back into the keyboard, and that is like electricity. My name is Ulrich Gerhardt and I work for Steinway & Sons. The Leeds was founded in 1963 by Dame Fanny Waterman, a Leeds piano teacher owning 2 Steinway grand pianos. Steinway sound is something that was absolutely of the most importance to her. I have been looking after late Dame Fanny's piano since 1998, and the first piano competition I looked after myself, with Alessio Bach's winning, was the 2000 piano competition. So this is a very well-known place, and it's always nice and special to be here at the Great Hall. For me, as a piano technician, piano maker, I'm in the same boat as a pianist. You want an instrument that responds. You want to work on something that you can mold. You want to have something with a lot of resources. And the Steinway piano has more of that than any other piano. Right from the beginning, Steinway & Sons was the piano for the Leeds piano competition. I've been working for Steinway since 1986. And at the time I thought, to learn how to make pianos with Steinway & Sons, you simply got to do it. So I cancelled all my other plans and started with Steinway and never looked back. For me, it's very interesting to see what kind of sound they make with the piano that I've set up. So it's for my own interest that the piano is sounding the way I want it to sound. It's fitting into the space, and that all the competitors getting on with it mechanically and tonally. You need for this profession an acute sense of touch, sound, and also you have to be a perfectionist. If you think things are good enough, they are never good enough. If you work for Steinway, you work for Steinway because you've got a passion for pianos. And if you've got a passion for pianos, you've got a passion for Steinway & Sons.
He is a real hero of the competition, isn't he, Ulrich Gerhardt? I mean, just so dedicated to ensuring the pianos are in tip-top condition.
He is a magician. I don't know how he does that, because every pianist has such a different touch, and then he manages to just put that extra bit of sparkle.
We have Domingo Indoyan here, the maestro, who has been doing such a fabulous job with our competitors. Just before we talk to him, can I just tell you, the Medici Audience Prize is now closed. Too late to vote. If you haven't cast your vote, you've missed your opportunity. We're busy now at the Medici HQ in Paris, counting up the votes, and we'll have the winner of the Audience Prize as one of our many prizes to announce on stage in, we reckon, about half an hour's time. We don't know how it's going with the jury in terms of whether they've come to an easy decision, but probably about 30 minutes away from the stage party and the results that we all want to hear. Bravo.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Domingo.
Thank you. So thank you.
What a marathon, what a tour de force in these 2 evenings.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, all this repertoire to put all together in so little time, and yeah, of course. But the orchestra is fantastic, and we will it very easily.
It was such a joy to see you work with all the finalists, and you brought so much joy and empathy as well, and encouragement to each of them, because they're at the end of such a long journey, and now they just needed that extra oomph. How was it working with each of them?
They're fantastic. They came very humble, very extreme concentration. So we could really work in great conditions. They have a lot of time with the orchestra. Well, not a lot, but enough time with the orchestra. And we could go to details and make music together. That's fantastic. That's the whole idea.
Were they all very different?
Absolutely. This is just 5 candidates, totally different personalities and different approach to the way of making music. And well, that's the magic of our job, to have this contact and build things with different personalities and different people.
I've sensed a real warmth between the orchestra players and the competitors. And I think that's partly because of the history that Liverpool has with the Leeds. I mean, it goes right back to the beginning. In 1963, there have been some years when the Halle have been here, or the CBSO, but it is the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic who I think are most associated with this competition.
We are extremely proud to be the orchestra this year, also the last edition too, and historically this link. We're extremely proud, and I feel from the musicians the pride and all the heart they give to the competition and to the competitors.
And we should say that the relationship between the winner and indeed the finalist and the orchestra will continue, because the winner will be in Gateshead tomorrow playing their concerto with you. Yeah.
Minutes away of knowing which concerto will conduct tomorrow in Gateshead.
But it'll be fantastic at the International Glass House.
Absolutely.
Great concert hall, great concert
Isn't it just?
Yeah,
Oh, the acoustic is beautiful, and the audiences are wonderful.
Can I just ask you about your relationship with Daniel Barenboim, who, you know, someone who has had a long relationship with Liverpool, played there as a pianist early on in his career, and I know he was a sort of mentor to you.
Completely, yeah, completely mentor. I was a player of the West Eastern Divan Orchestra back in 2006, and I played in the orchestra for more than 7 years, and then I was lucky to be his assistant in the Berlin State Opera for 3 seasons, and the whole altogether was 10 years around him, around this immense musical personality that I think I will digest everything I learn until the rest of my life. So it's just a big life-changing moment.
Yeah, and he came to the Proms this summer. I don't know if you were there, but
I was playing in the Proms back in 2012, the whole Beethoven cycle.
Yeah, that was a wonderful moment. And to see him there this year, he's slow now. He's not in 100% health, but there were moments when he just made magic with that orchestra again. And you realise what an extraordinary achievement the West East Divan Orchestra is, and a wonderful illustration of musical friendships, of music crossing divides, which is also something I think you can relate to this competition. This idea of pianists joining us from China, from Canada, from the UK.
Absolutely. The music at the end doesn't have nationalities. It's just it's the composer. The composer is transcend every type of label. It's just universal.
What do you think the importance of competition is in today's new generation?
Well, competitions, they could help a lot, especially competition like this one, to discover young talents. This is an opportunity for them to be in front of an audience, in front of the television, in front of an important jury, in front of orchestras and agents. So it's a little way to make the career in this industry. Absolutely, there are other ways as well, but this one is a very direct one. If you are a winner or one of the finalists, it's already something that helps to build a career later on. Absolutely.
Fabulous to have you with us, and wonderful to have the orchestra. And just a reminder for people watching us in the northeast of England. I know we have viewers all over the globe, but if you do happen to be within easy access of the Glass House in Gateshead, another wonderful concert hall, rather more contemporary than this Victorian hall, but both of them with fantastic acoustics. Tomorrow afternoon, you'll be on stage with the winner.
Wagner Lohengrin to welcome the winner.
Tchaikovsky after.
And then the winner, and then Tchaikovsky fifth.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Domingo Indoyan, who is Chief Conductor of the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra, will stay with the Royal Liverpool Phil because one of the fantastic prizes in this competition is a new work, a contemporary piece commissioned by the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Society. It is an amazing opportunity, this. It's not necessarily the winner of the competition who will be chosen to perform this new commission, although last year the choice was, 3 years ago, Alim Beysenbaev, who was indeed the gold medal winner. He asked for a concerto, and one was written for him by Elena Alberger. Let's just have a look now at the work that was created as a result of the Leeds.
Elena Alberga piano concerto that was written for Elim Beyzenbayev with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra and conductor Domingo Hindoyan. We are delighted to have two wonderful friends of ours with us tonight. We've got Andrew Cornwell, Artistic Director, Consultant of the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic, and Sandra Pa, Artistic Director, Planning Director at the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, Liverpool. Tell us, one of the most beautiful things in any musician's life is to collaborate with living composers. How does it work? The winner of your award, what's the steps?
So, celebrate first. Important.
Not too much, because they've got Gateshead tomorrow.
Not too much. We will have a long discussion about what they want. It could be a concerto, it could be a piano sonata, it could be a chamber piece. And then comes the important bit, the jigsaw bit that's missing is the composer. So with Elim, we had a long discussion about what he felt stylistically he wanted to go towards. And then we had a short list, and then we found people were too busy, but eventually we managed to persuade Eleanor to do this piano concerto. It was fabulous. So it's a very collaborative, collegial discussion between us and the winner.
It's fantastic. And how do they collaborate? They meet many times. Elim was so excited about it. Yes. It's a beautiful journey.
Once we had established, we had a composer, and they were in touch with each other. The important thing was that they were in discussion with each other for several months, years actually, I think it was in the end. So they understood each other before any writing took place. So it really was written for the soloist.
And we should say that Elena Alberga is one of our distinguished jury members at the Leeds this year. Andrew, I think there's something rather special around the buzz about a Leeds winner. I mean, the fact that whoever wins tonight will be with you in Gateshead tomorrow. There'll be recitals from the second and third prize winners next week. There's a relationship that we'll build with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. And I think that puts commissioning a piece of new music very much into a healthy spotlight, doesn't it? People are going to want to hear it.
Why we wanted to do that was really to create a sort of a creative outcome from giving a prize. I mean, people can have money and they can go away, but we wanted to build those relationships with the prize winners. So not only, as you said, there's 2 lunchtime concerts from 2 of the finalists this week in Liverpool. We'll be programming the person who wins the chamber prize. They'll come and do a concert, playing some chamber music. And it was the same thing really with the contemporary prize. We wanted to really deliver something which lasted beyond just a moment of handing over a gift or something. And so that creative process with composers is important. We do a lot of contemporary music. We get a lot of people to write a lot of things. We have about 10 to 15 commissions each year, spread all around the organisation, from the orchestra to Ensemble 1010, our contemporary music group.
That's a lot of
tourism place. It's, and it's what we do. And so it was an important part of our collaboration with Leeds to make this happen.
You've got so much wealth of experience between the two of you. What do you look for in a young artist? What are the qualities that really impress you and speak to you?
You can always tell if there's a fire there, a passion. Really want to communicate with the audience. That it's there or it's not. And you can sense it straight away. Of course, the talent and the technique and all that and everything else. But there's always that sort of special extra bit there. You can sense it straight away. I'm sure you know that. You've got that.
and the parallels interest me between Leeds and Liverpool. Similar sized cities, about 90 minutes apart by car, both with rich trading histories and rich cultural histories. And as the Leeds is so important to Leeds, so the orchestra is so important to Liverpool. And it feels to me, Andrew, you've spectacularly reinvented what an orchestra is for in the 21st century in Liverpool over the past 10, 15 years.
Well, I hope we have, and thank you very much for saying that. It's something that we wanted. I call it the ensemble of musicians. And that group of musicians come together to play in a symphony orchestra. They may come together to play in a chamber orchestra, a contemporary music group, or small groups. And we break down each year the orchestra into small ensembles that go out around the country. And we have a very important collaboration happening in Barrow at the minute, and we have lots of ensembles going out. The brass group were out there not so long ago, and so it's important for us to be part of that and part of the community in Liverpool, but elsewhere as well. And by breaking it down into the smaller ensembles, it delivers. But at the same time, we come back into Philharmonic Hall and we do, 60 main concerts a year.
Another great concert. We've got to leave it there, I'm afraid. But thank you for coming to Bradford this evening, and thank you for the orchestra's great and steadfast support of the Leeds Piano Competition. Sandra Parr, Andrew Cornell, thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you so much.
Now, one of the prizes that we're going to be revealing on stage is the Prize, which is for the performance of music by a female composer. And the Leeds Piano Competition has been thinking long and hard about how it can best address what has undoubtedly been a gender gap in piano competitions. Anna Sibaleva.
There is a gender gap in piano competitions, and the Leeds International Piano Competition was made very aware of it when in the last competition in 2021 there were no women who made the final. It made them realise that they needed to take action.
We discovered that 82% of the top piano competitions are won by men, and a large percentage of those have all-male finals. We feel really strongly at Leeds that representation has a really key part to play in this. If you don't see women winning, being successful in competitions, then you don't imagine that could be your pathway if you're a woman as well.
The gender gap has become a priority area for the Leeds International Piano Competition.
We've asked all the jury and our staff to do unconscious bias training.
Our programme is balanced. We have really thought about the imagery that we use throughout our concert programmes and concert posters, but also the artists that appear in all of our programmes.
We did our pre-selection round completely blind, so the panel of 5, all they knew about the competitors was there was a number and the repertoire. And we listened to it, we didn't watch any videos. And in that way, we had no idea of gender, nationality, who they studied with, where they studied, any of the elements that can feed into that unconscious bias. And interestingly enough, after that process, the percentage of females who had applied was replicated in those who had been chosen to go through to the first round.
The competition structure is set up to test them in all the amazing ways that music can reveal the different sides of personality. And we've really recognised that we have a part to play in helping young artists, emerging artists, develop themselves, because really the goal is to create a more equal playing field.
Leeds are addressing the gender gap. You can do all sorts of things to address the gender gap, and sometimes they can be seen as gestural and not necessarily making a massive difference. But it does feel to me, and I've been involved in the Leeds for a quarter of a century now, that something is changing.
Oh, I think everyone can feel it. And sometimes we talk and talk, but we don't take action. And I think the Leeds is a pioneer in taking action and fighting for that change that is really needed.
Examples?
Well, the gender bias training, the addition of so many female composers, the collaboration with myself for the Alexandra Dariescu Award for an outstanding performance of a female composer. I think it's so important, and we've seen the results already because so many competitors, both male and female, have included so much music by female composers, and it's never happened before. Yeah. It's a huge success.
Yeah, from Fanny Mendelssohn and Clara Schumann to Sofia Gubadulina
and Suk Chin,
yeah,
Katie Whitley. I mean, it's incredible.
It's a wonderful thing. We've just heard that the jury have a winner.
Really?
We know who's won. Well, we don't know, but they know who's won the Leeds International Piano Competition 2024. As we speak, a calligrapher is at work inscribing the certificates. But of course, as we know, that certificate's just one part of the gold medal. £30,000, concert engagements, Wigmore Hall debut, life-changing things.
I think everyone's life is going to be changed tonight. Well, I mean the 5 finalists, because they're all winners, you know. It takes a lot of courage and so much work and dedication and the ability to show up and do your best and be fearless. I think that's a great testament to their work.
Yeah, well, we will finish the evening with the name of the winner of the Dame Fanny Waterman Gold Medal, but we have other prizes to give out before that, including the Henle Prize. And Dr. Norbert Goetsch is managing director of Henle, who has, they're based in Munich. You've been working with them for 27 years. Many people who are piano lovers will know exactly what Henle are and what they do, but some people won't. Introduce the company to us.
Sure. For 75 years, we've been publishing Urtext editions. Now, Urtext editions, these are editions that present the composer's will as authentic as possible. We've been very successful in doing that, but at the same time, we've also, for 75 years, supported young musicians. And this is the reason why I'm here today. Leeds actually on their repertoire list say we want the musicians to play from authentic scores. So there was a nice link there to us already introduced. I presume introduced by Mari Pryor, who's been working with us for a long time, because he is very keen on pianists using good scores.
And it is interesting, isn't it, if you look at the romantic or the classical repertoire, how relatively recently, in some cases, we have got to those Urtext scores being widely available for pianists to use.
Of course, the reason for that is the copyright situation. So we can only start our work 70 years after the composer has died, because the original publisher keeps their hand on the score as long as they can, because we are sort of competition. And that's why only recently we've started adding composers like Prokofiev, Richard Strauss, Schönberg to the catalogue, because they have come out of that 70-year gap.
How do you approach the inclusion and promotion of female composers in your catalogue, and what steps do you take to ensure their works are more accessible in the classical music industry?
So we don't want to start a gender discussion. So we decided if the music is very good and if it's being performed, it will be added quite naturally to the catalogue, like any other music that is out there. So we are planning things, I'm not going to tell you which, but we are planning things, and seeing as female composers thankfully now get into the repertoire, it's so much easier to start to choose and actually bring it into this encyclopedic idea that we have behind the publishing house. So we just add to the catalogue, and we are gender blind.
Will your work ever be done?
No, of course not. Never. This is the wonderful thing. I mean, I will at some point have to leave the company, but of course that business will continue forever. Just think of, for example, Shostakovich. That is a composer that we will not touch in my time, but we will have to touch in the 50s. So it's, you know, and it carries on from there.
And the prize, the Henle Prize, is I think £3,000 worth of either scores or digital scores if people want them.
With a twist, because none of the finalists will get this prize. The prize is for a non-finalist. I decided when I created this prize that it's important because it's so frustrating for the almost 60 people who have, you know, musicians who have played here. They almost go home empty-handed. And so we decided, okay, let's create a prize for them. So one of them at least will be able to go home with that special prize.
Well, hopefully we'll know who that is in maybe just 10 minutes or so. Norbert Goetsch, thank you very much.
Thank you very much
for being with us. You don't want to touch your television if you're watching on the big screen. Maybe you're watching on a laptop or a phone. Be very careful about losing your signal, because we're getting very, very close to the stage party and the names of the winners. First of all, of the various prizes relating to chamber music, new music, your prize for women composers, Norbert's prize, the Henle Prize, and then Imogen Cooper will reveal the name of the winners in reverse order after we've heard all 5 play their concertos over these 2 nights here in Bradford. So stay tuned to this frequency. Not sure that still works, but you know what I mean. We're going to take another look now at that film of the 5 pianists we've seen here. There's 10 in the semis, became 5 in the finals, each one playing a concerto with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra and Domingo Indoya. A very good evening and a very warm welcome back to St George's Hall in Bradford. Whether you're watching us around the world on Medici.tv, on the Leeds Piano YouTube channel, or on Amadeus.tv in China, where we have hundreds of thousands of people joining us for this 2024 Leeds International Piano Competition, a very warm welcome from Yorkshire, and a very warm welcome to our audience here in the magnificent St George's Hall in Bradford. It is terrific to be here for the finals of this year's Leeds Piano Competition, this wonderful Victorian edifice that John Barbarolli once described as having the finest acoustic of any concert hall in Europe, and I think we've heard that acoustic spectacularly this evening. It's great to be in Bradford 100 days before Bradford becomes UK capital of culture, putting the spotlight on this great city, its music scene, its wonderful venues, including here and the Alhambra, and of course its dynamic, vibrant and thrilling art scene, which will be celebrated across the country during 2025. It's really fantastic that the Leeds is here as a precursor to Bradford's great year in the spotlight. We have our jury on stage. We have our VIP guests, including Maestro Domingo Indoyan. Time now to welcome our 5 finalists in this year's Leeds Piano Competition. Please welcome Khanh Khanh Nhi Luong, Jaedan Izik-Dzurko, Zhenyan Chen, and Julian Trevelyan. So we have 5 fantastic pianists, our 5 finalists in the Leeds Piano Competition 2024. The judges have deliberated. We are ready to hear the name of the winner. Except, of course, those of you who are regulars at the Leeds know we never get there quite that quickly. Before we get onto the medals, and I'm sorry to keep you waiting, we have some other prizes to announce. And before that, I'd like to welcome to the stage the Artistic Director of the Leeds International Piano Competition, Adam Gatehouse, and the Chief Executive Officer, Fiona Sinclair.
Thank you so much. It's a huge honour and pleasure to be here in this fantastic city. We've all loved being here. We're so grateful for the incredible welcome and the generosity we've received from the very first email. Richard, Laura and their fabulous team here at St George's have gone far and beyond all our hopes and expectations to make this event an unforgettable success. Thank you for having us. This competition inspires talent all over the world, but also through our community. Thanks to the support of Bradford and Leeds City Councils, Arts Council England, and especially the Liz and Terry Bramall Foundation, not only have we been able to relocate our competition here, but our Street Piano Festival has brought music to over 250,000 people's lives over the last 3 weeks in a vibrant effort to democratise the piano. We've given over 200 free piano lessons, dozens of free concerts, and leave a legacy of permanent pianos in instruments for all to play and enjoy across our cities. This is all thanks to the stupendous creativity and imagination of our dear sculpture partners, Piano Drome. Behind the scenes, there's a huge range of exceptionally talented people, our broadcasting team, our director, presenters, streaming partners, and they've taken our amazing musicians' performances out to millions around the world. Our volunteers, staff and trustees work tirelessly to make the competition a success and to take care of every single person. And at the heart are our student interns from our principal partner, the University of Leeds. Since 1963, the university has been our co-producer, and they're a continuing inspiration for innovation, research and development in everything that we do. None of this is possible without every one of our supporters, prize and competitors, sponsors and hosts, funders and donors, patrons and members. Every one of you is a vital part and central part of what we do, and you make it possible to bring our talented family of pianists to inspire the widest possible audience. And what an audience you all are. Every one of you here in this room is out there online. You're part of our musicians' lives now. And for some, their lives will change tonight. Thank you for your passionate support of their musical journey and for being their cheerleaders over the course of this competition.
We're almost there. Patience. I would like to thank a number of people, but before I thank anybody, I want to thank an object. This wonderful, gleaming black presence and instrument that has dominated our ears and minds for the last 10 days, this glorious Steinway piano. Please. And I want to thank our dear partners, Steinway and Son, and everybody, the whole team there, for the wonderful support they give us and they continue to give us. But there's one person that does need singling out, and that is the master technician and magician who ensures that this piano, and that at the Great Hall in the University of Leeds, sounds as magisterial and wonderful and perfectly tuned as it's humanly possible to imagine. And that man is Ulrich Gerhards. Now we're sitting and standing here on a stage that only just an hour ago was populated by the wonderful Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra, who are not only our partner orchestra, but also offer prizes and performance opportunities to our winners. And didn't they play brilliantly these last 2 nights? And of course, a deep thanks to their fabulously dynamic conductor who supported all these pianists so wonderfully, Domingo Hindoyan. The pianists. We will never forget the pianists. Not just these wonderful 5 finalists, but all 24 pianists who have come to Leeds. I'm sure you will agree that we've heard the most extraordinary cornucopia of piano playing and music over the last 11 days. And so I want to thank you all, not just those on stage, but every single one of you, the pianists, because I know that if you're not here in person, you will all be watching. Thank you on behalf of the audience and of the jury for enriching our lives as in the way that you have. And finally, the jury. What a remarkable array of talent, experience, and wisdom we have on stage here behind me. And we have, I think, actually really bonded into a very close family. Of course, because we vote anonymously, none of us knows what the other has been thinking. All this will be revealed in just a moment. And I do want to thank our chair, my dear colleague and friend, Dame Imogen Cooper, who has been such a support to all of us, and to me in particular over these last weeks and months. And I'd now like to hand over to her to say a few words and to announce the prize winners.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fascinating 10 days for all of us on the jury. I hesitate to likening the Leeds to the Olympics, but it does seem that at every competition we hear something new and more astonishing. We certainly hear an ever greater variety of repertoire, and I can only praise the competitors for their very imaginative programming, which has made some 35 hours of listening a pleasure. It is lovely at this stage of life, I speak for myself, to fall in love with the repertoire all over again, and that is thanks to them. All along, we have been looking for not only superb pianism, but quality in every field. Musicianship, artistry, storytelling, soul, maturity, and that indefinable something that makes us all sit up and listen. It is thrilling to have found it, and all the competitors here, all 5, can be very proud of what they have achieved in contributing to our search.
Before the medals, the prizes. The Henle Prize is awarded to a pianist who was not selected to go through to the final round, but who nevertheless, in the eyes of the jury, shows outstanding potential for development as an artist. This individual will be awarded access to music editions to the value of £3,000.
The winner of the Henle Prize, who cannot be here with us tonight, is Ryan Zhu.
Award is granted to the competitor selected for an outstanding performance of chamber music. The winning individual will be awarded the opportunity to perform with the Leeds International Chamber Music Series, the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Society Chamber Series, and a chamber music development opportunity with Britten Peers Arts at Snape Maltings.
The winner of the Yalta Menuhin Prize for Chamber Music is Junyan Chen.
Just as the Leeds International Piano Competition seeks to renew and encourage new talent, the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Society has always been devoted to supporting new music throughout its 184-year history. So it's entirely natural that they have created a special award to marry new talent with new music. The Society's prize is a substantial commitment to commission and perform a new work for the performer who most impressed in the performance of a contemporary work in the semi-final round. Last year, Alim Beysembayev, winner of the prize in 2021, performed his prize, a piano concerto, by our distinguished jury member, the renowned composer Eleanor Alberger. We welcome Eleanor and we thank you for your contribution to the legacy of the Leeds, a concerto that was broadcast on BBC Radio 3 and on Medici.tv.
The winner of the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Society Prize is Khanh Nhi Luong.
Our next award is a new award, making its debut in this competition, and it is given in the name of my partner in crime in our television broadcast, the pianist Alexandra Dariescu, who is now going to introduce it and announce the name of the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you so much, Petroc, for the beautiful, kind words and encouragement you've given me throughout this whole week. This year marks a historic milestone, not just for the 60-year legacy of the Leeds International Piano Competition, but for the classical music world at large. Tonight, we celebrate the extraordinary talent of our pianists, but also the groundbreaking contributions of female composers, voices that have too often been sidelined, neglected, and underrepresented. We've listened to works by Clara Schumann, Unsuk Chin, Sofia Gubaidulina, Kate Whitley, Lily Boulanger, Amy Beach, and Fanny Mendelssohn. This might be the first time such an incredible range of female composers has been highlighted in any major piano competition, and what better reflection of the world we live in today. In the same spirit, the Alexandra Dariescu Award is committed to creating a platform for young musicians to continue exploring and celebrating these often overlooked gems of our musical heritage. We challenge you, our competitors and wonderful pianists, to stay curious, to embrace the true diversity of classical music, and to break through the barriers that still limit us. Together, let's inspire future generations to push those boundaries even further. The Alexandra Dariescu Award will receive a £3,000 cash prize, but also crucial performance opportunities, including a concerto in my home country with the Romanian Radio Orchestra broadcast on national radio, and a solo recital at Music in Lidington in the UK. A heartfelt thank you to our partners for making this possible. Today, the Leeds stands as a pioneer, showcasing works by composers at the pinnacle of excellence, no matter their gender or background. May this edition of the Leeds International Piano Competition send a powerful message to the wider world of classical music and beyond. Thank you. That change is not just possible, it's already happening. And now, the Alexandra Dariescu Award goes to Junian Chen.
Thank you if you've taken the opportunity to vote at home in the Medici.tv Audience Prize, awarded to a competitor selected from across the competition via an online public vote. The winner of this award will receive a future broadcast performance on Medici.tv.
The winner of the Medici.tv Audience Prize, who sadly cannot be with us this evening, is Tomoharu Ushida.
And now, Imogen, would you announce the medal winners?
This is a portentous moment, but also a very joyous one. Let me read out our winners in reverse order. The winner of the 5th prize is Julian Trevelyan. The winner of the 4th prize is Kai Min Chan. The winner of the 3rd prize And Lady Rosalind Land's bronze medal is Khanh Nhi Luong. The winner of the second prize and Marion Harewood's silver medal is Junyan Chen. The winner of the first prize and Dame Fanny Waterman gold medal is Jaedan Izik-Dzurko.
Of the 2024 Leeds International Piano Competition. The competition will return in 3 years' time. Thank you for your support this evening. And would you please give another round of applause to all our 5 finalists and our 2024 winner, Jaedan Izik-Dzurko. So, Jaedan Izik-Dzurko, the winner of the 2024 Leeds International Piano Competition. Let's have a response from you, Alexandra.
What a fantastic lineup. I mean, that was just so exciting, wasn't it?
It really was. Not in any way predictable, it has to be said. Not to me anyway, I don't know.
Well, we didn't know. There was all of this buzz and energy happening, you know, and the jury was in total control of the decision, and they really kept it quiet. We didn't know anything. So that was really exciting.
You didn't know who had won the Alexandra Dariescu Prize until literally a second before you came out on stage.
Exactly that. But I have to say, I'm so proud of Junyan, and I think she's done marvelously well. And of course, the jury did the fantastic decision.
Yeah, and isn't it interesting how, of course, all the spotlight will be on the winner, Jaedan Izik-Dzurko, but second and third place pianists here at Leeds have also often done very well historically. Let's think back to 1975 when Mitsuko Uchida and Andras Schiff were not the winners. Whatever happened to them? And there's no doubt, you know, Jian Yen has been given a fantastic start by this competition, hasn't she?
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I think they're all winners, but you know, it's just beautiful to see them blossom, and throughout this whole, it's been a journey, hasn't it been? Congratulations!
We have Jaedan with us, and we're going to turn this way so that we've got everybody in the spotlight, because you deserve to be in the spotlight this evening.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How do you feel?
I think it will take a little while for the moment to sink in, but of course it's an indescribable honor, and It's a great affirmation of all the work that I put in to get here, and the emotions, the agony at times, the stress, the intensity of the whole experience. It's a wonderful conclusion.
I think it's very easy to underestimate the amount of sheer pressure there's on an artist at any time, but in a competition like this, it's magnified 100-fold.
Absolutely. I think the one silver lining to the difficulty of the experience has been to get to know and to befriend my fellow participants. Everyone was so kind, and I've made some wonderful friends over the course of the experience, and I feel very fortunate, if only to have been able to meet all of them and be inspired by their playing.
It's so wonderful that you talk about all of these emotions, because especially in a concerto like the Brahms II, you need to have been through all of that, through anger, through sadness, through happiness, through joy. And do you feel that all of these emotions help you in the performance?
I suppose so. I'm sure I will continue to grow, especially in that particular concerto, as I experience more of life. But certainly I try to channel the emotions I have experienced into my playing.
You've got a gig tomorrow.
That's right.
In Gateshead. You'll be playing Brahms all over again, so I guess there'll be some partying tonight, but you'll have to kind of be reasonably well behaved.
Probably not so much.
And what happens after that? I mean, when are you currently booked to fly back to Canada?
I haven't booked a plane. I'll probably do so tonight before I go to sleep. But in fact, after the performance tomorrow, I'll be getting right back to practicing, because I have an engagement to play Rachmaninoff's Third Concerto in about a week's time.
Where are you doing that? Give that a plug.
I get to go back home to Edmonton, actually. Edmonton, Canada, and I'm very lucky to have a lot of family there who may or may not be watching the stream right now, and I can't wait to see them, and I'm so happy that I get to share my music with them in their hometown.
We've seen lots of your friends in the audience, because you were saying there were a couple and they were standing up for you. How is it to have your close ones here to celebrate your success?
It's very special indeed, and I think if I'm feeling a little bit anxious on stage or a little unsure, I like to think of those people that I know who are in the audience and try to play for them and share with them my love for performing and for the music that I'm playing.
I had a long chat with your friend Matt the other day, who's your piano technician, and it feels to me he's the guy you want with you in a situation like this.
Oh yeah, he's such a wonderful supporter of me. I have a little tradition of playing recitals in my hometown every year when I come home for Christmas, and Matt always makes a habit of traveling the morning of the concert and spending a good 4 or 5 hours on the concert instrument and getting it into shape and helping me produce a wonderful recital that evening. I'm very, very lucky to have his support, and I'm so glad he could be here.
That's a beautiful relationship, and you're so young to be doing this as well. How did this relationship start?
Well, he's a local piano tuner in my region. I believe I met him at some small local music festivals in my hometown region, and our relationship blossomed from there.
Listen, there's a bit of a party going on the other side of the stage as all the other competitors are chatting away, so we should let you join that. But just reiterate what you were saying about the friendliness of this competition, because there are lots of hugs, lots of clearly, numbers that have been exchanged, email details, friendships that are going to build in the years ahead.
Absolutely. I feel overjoyed to be part of this cohort and to have met all of these special pianists. And if I could very briefly just thank my teachers and also my dear family, without whom I couldn't have achieved this.
Feel free to give us names.
Well, my mom and dad and my dear sister, all of whom will be watching, and my grandmother, and especially my teachers, Dr. Corey Ham, Jacob Leuschner, Benedetto Lupo, and all of my extended family who's watching right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are the gold medal winner at the 2024 Leeds International Piano Competition. Congratulations, Jen.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for talking to us. I know lots of people want to meet you, so we'll let you go over and talk to them. And Jaedan there with in his hand the Dame Fanny Waterman gold medal. That was in the little box. We, I think, always at this point should acknowledge that extraordinary Leeds piano teacher, a character of such energy and passion and enthusiasm. Her father was an immigrant who arrived in Leeds, was taken in by the city, made a business here, and she was always determined that she would give something back to the city. And my goodness, she did in a spectacular way by creating this piano competition in 1963. Dame Fanny died in 2020 at the age of 100, but the gold medal still proudly bears her name.
Such a legend, and her legacy will continue to inspire and to change lives.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, and these musicians will be feeling that impact for the rest of their lives.
Let's just salute all 5 of our winners here in St George's Hall in Bradford. Julian Trevelyan, pianist from the UK, who came in 5th place. Taiwanese pianist Khai Minh Chan, who was 4th. Vietnamese pianist Khanh Nhi Luong, the first Vietnamese artist here who won the bronze medal. Zhenyan Chen from China, who took the silver medal, and our Canadian winner, the gold medal winner at the 2024 Leeds, Jaedan Izik-Dzurko. It's been a fabulous 10 days of piano making, music making, isn't it?
It's been magical, and it brought so much positivity in a world that I just think we all needed, that ray of sunshine to inspire us and to just bring a bit of joy in our lives. We all needed that. And I think this competition and the people around it, I think it's always the people that, with their embrace, exactly what Jaedan was saying, it's the friendships that you make in these sorts of situations.
Jaedan's on a plane tomorrow. You're on a plane on Monday.
Monday off to Seattle, and then 3 weeks in Australia, so
Good.
Exciting.
Well, take the memory of the Leeds with you. Big thank you to you for watching. I know many people have been watching every note of this competition and have been with us since it all started 10 days ago in the Great Hall of Leeds University. Thank you for your support. Thank you for our fantastic production team from Livewire Television who have made this brilliant coverage. It's time for us to say goodnight. They really want it to end. I mean, the thing is, the Leeds is only every 3 years, and it's kind of not really often enough, is it?
Well, maybe see you in 3 years. Eh?
Yeah. Oh, I think definitely. I think definitely. That's a commitment. See you back in Leeds in 3 years' time. From Alex and me, from all of us here in Bradford, and particularly our Leeds gold medal winner, Jaedan Izik-Dzurko. We'll leave you with a recap of his performance. Good night from her.
Alexandra Dariescu.
Good night from me, Petroc Trelawny. Bye for now. Sergei playing the second piano concerto by Brahms. The last of our 5 finalists in this 2024 Leeds piano competition.